My mouth is like the frickin' Sahara Desert today. Bear with me, I can barely speak. Not quite sure where January went, but apparently it's January favourites time. So here are my January favourites. So I'm going to get started with foundation, and I have two here that I wanted to talk to you about. The first one I'm sure you can guess because I've spoken about this so much this month. It's the Chanel Le Beige Healthy Glow foundation, which I absolutely love. For me, this is the more wearable daytime version of Charlotte Tilbury's Magic foundation, which you guys know I absolutely love. It is one of the most beautiful foundations ever, and this is like its daytime counterpart. It is so beautiful, but much more natural looking on the skin, but has a similar kind of coverage, and it also does a similar thing of you apply it and it looks okay, but then it sets and it just looks so much better. It's got that finish which is very luminous but not dewy at all, and I always find foundations like that tend to take a few minutes to set, and once they do, they look awesome. And I have been absolutely loving this so much this month. I've done a review on it on my blog, so I will link that in the description box just so you guys can go and read about it instead of me rambling on. The second foundation is a more recent love of mine. I have been using this throughout the month, but earlier on when I was testing it, I had a darker shade and that wasn't quite right for my skin tone. It looked a bit weird, so I couldn't really show it in a video. But I now have the correct shade for my skin tone. I've been using the shade 4 and I love the Giorgio Armani foundations. Luminous Silk was my jam about 2 years ago now. I absolutely adored that foundation, and it's a bit too drying for my skin now. My skin is definitely a lot less oily than it was when I first started my YouTube channel, but when I heard this was being released, it caught my attention because I love anything with a glow, anything that gives extra radiance to my skin because it can be quite dull sometimes. I'm usually all on board with, so I gave this a try and it is so super glowy. It's very dewy and gives the most beautiful radiant glow to your skin. I've been using this on days when my skin is feeling a little bit more dry and needs that pick-me-up because it does have that extra glow factor, and I think anyone with dry skin will absolutely love this. If you have oily skin and you don't like having a lot of glow and dewiness to your skin, then you probably won't like this. However, if you have oily skin and you love a glow, you will absolutely love this. If I've done a review on this by the time this video goes up, then I will link it in the info box as well, so you can go and see it on my skin and just get the details in full without me rambling. Another thing I wanted to mention whilst I'm talking about foundations is the Real Techniques blending sponge, which I absolutely love, and I wanted to mention this because this month Nala, my dog, chewed up I think the 4th one of these that I have owned, and once again I was absolutely heartbroken and also kicking myself for leaving it within her grasp, but in my defence she is craftier than I am. And I'm an idiot. Normally when she does this, I go without these for a few weeks to a month. I don't really feel the need to rush out and buy a new one, but recently I've been so dependent on using this for my foundation and concealer that I literally couldn't go a week without picking up a new one of these. I was absolutely desperate to get a new one. None of my foundation brushes apply foundation as well as I feel like this does, and it just gives the most beautiful finish. Some days I feel like it's a bit more hard work, but honestly, I just cannot be without this now. I literally I bought a 2-pack because I needed a backup in case this one gets shredded, because I just absolutely love these. They get really grimy really quickly and I feel like you do have to replace them more often than you would a brush, but oh my god, I just love the finish that this gives, and I wanted to give it a shout out because I cannot do my base makeup without this now. Now that we're done with base products, I'm going to move on to the only eyeshadows that I have worn this month. They are from the Becca Ombre Rouge palette, which I'm pretty sure you will probably be sick to death of right now. Every time I've done a video, I've been asked about my eye makeup in the video, and it's always been this. I have not used this month. In real life and on camera, all of the shadows look very taupey in their tone, which is not my bag at all. I do not enjoy taupe eyeshadows. They make me look like I have bruising around my eyes just because my skin tone doesn't really work with cool tone taupes, but these are basically the warmest taupes I have ever used, and there is not a single eyeshadow in this that I don't use. Basically every day when I do my makeup, I just work my way along the palette. I think my favourite shadow from this palette, which I just stabbed, that was good one, Suze. It is this orangey brown here, which is just so beautiful, and I wish I could have this in a single as well. And actually I'm so in love with the dark purpley shade from the palette as well, which I didn't expect to love. I thought that would be the one that I never ever used, but I still do use it, and I can't believe I use all of them. It's so rare for me to have a palette and to use every single eyeshadow in it. I'm gonna stop now because I'm going to do an everyday makeup routine at some point soon, and I'll talk about this a bit more in depth in that, so I'm not going to bore you too much, even though I feel like I just went on a lot. Next we have a bronzer, and this month I was on the hunt for a new bronzer purely because I feel like I've completely lost any form of colour to my skin, and all of my bronzers that I was using were way too orange and they really just didn't blend very well or look great on my skin. I could really see where there was bronzer no matter how lightly I tried to apply the bronzer. It was not a good look, and I was really struggling because obviously I wear bronzer a lot more in the summer, and in the summer I will buy bronzers that are much darker in tone because I need that for my skin, but in the winter I feel like I'm always in a bit of a weird place. I was actually gifted this from Givenchy recently, and this is their Healthy Glow powder, which is a really sheer, very light bronzer. So if you are anything from, I'd say, like a MAC NC 25 down, I think I'm thinking of my winter MAC shade. I really hope I am, or maybe 20. I can't remember what I am in the winter, but if you are anything from those shades down, I feel like you will love this because it's so much more sheer than a lot of the bronzers out there, and it has a really lovely tone to it. It's very honey toned, and I feel like that works beautifully on lighter skin, and the consistency of it is just absolutely gorgeous. I have been using this so much. It doesn't have shimmer to it, but it has a little bit of something that makes it not entirely matte, and it gives a really beautiful sheen to the skin. I've been using this so much this month, and I just feel like my skin looks so much more radiant and glowy. You know, like when you get a bit of a tan on holiday and you just have that nice glow to your skin? This just replicates that, and I absolutely love it. As soon as I apply it, I'm like, oh, that's nice. So I've been absolutely loving this month. It is just beautiful. And next I'm going to move on to nails. I haven't done a nail varnish favourite in so long. I don't remember the last favourites video I featured a nail varnish in, and I wanted to mention this one because whenever I get asked what I have on my nails when I'm wearing nude polish, it is this, and I always forget to put it in the description box. I'm so terrible. I need a good slap on the wrist for my info boxes, but this is what I wear if you see me wearing a nude nail polish. It's a YSL polish in the shade 22. I'm not going to try and pronounce the name because I just feel like I will butcher it. This is a really beautiful nude. I just absolutely love this so much. It's very similar to Topshop's Mannequin Nude Mannequin, something like that. I will try and pop the name of it in the info box below. So that's a more affordable alternative for this, but this is just one of the most beautiful nail polishes I've ever used. The YSL polishes have one of the best formulas of polishes. I can't believe how many times I've just said polishes that I've ever used in my life. They just dry so quickly, they're really opaque, they go on super thick, they have a really beautiful creamy consistency to them. There is nothing about these polishes that I don't like. They're super long lasting. This is one of those products that has very slowly become a holy grail favourite of mine, which has very slowly worked its way into my routine. Whenever I reach for something to paint onto my nails, it's always this. It's absolutely beautiful, and I can't recommend the YSL nail polishes enough. Next, I have some lipstick favourites, and of course I can't narrow it down to just one because this is me we're talking about. But the first one, I'm sure you can guess, is Charlotte Tilbury's Bitch Perfect, which has basically appeared in every single info box this month. I'm sure I've been wearing this so much, and it is just an absolutely beautiful pinky nude. Pinky brownie nude, you know. It's almost a peachy pink nude, but with a little hint of brown to it. It's just a very nice neutral colour, and I love the way this looks on my lips. It works really nicely with my skin tone, and I love the consistency of this lipstick as well. It's creamy. I think it's part of the KISSING range. And they are very creamy but super long lasting at the same time. I can get through half of a meal and this still be on my lips, which is unheard of for creamy lipsticks. Usually they wipe away straight away, but I do find that I barely have to retouch this if I'm not eating. It just stays on my lips, which is amazing. So I've been absolutely loving this month. I cannot recommend these lipsticks enough. I am just all over this lipstick at the moment. But another one that I have been wearing, not so much on camera because, oh, I've got a bit of hair in it, that's gross. Because I find that dark lips don't really work as well for me on camera. But Max Sin has been a firm favourite of mine, especially at the weekends when I'm just a bit more chilled and I just have a bit more time to spend on my makeup and I can get a matte lip right, especially when it's dark. I like to spend a bit more time on it. I did a bit of a splurgy beauty haul earlier this month. I will link it in the info box if you want to go and watch that if you haven't seen it, but I picked this up because I saw Sammy from Beauty Crush wearing this a lot and it looked amazing on her, looked absolutely insane, and I was like, I need that lipstick in my life, so I picked it up and it's just such a beautiful, really deep berry red. Oh my god, I just absolutely love it. It's a bit more berry than it is red actually, but it's just so beautiful. It's matte, so it's super long lasting. This was a colour that I basically didn't have in my lipstick collection at all, and I'm just so glad that I filled that void because I'd really been missing wearing dark lips and I feel like this was just exactly what I was looking for. For once, I actually have a hair care favourite. I very rarely feature hair care things anymore just because my routine is so set in stone, it very rarely changes, but I've been loving this month, and this is an old favourite which I've kind of rediscovered, but I've been using it so much this month that I'm basically running out. The name of this has a major tongue twister. It's the Bumble Thickening Full Form Mousse. Seriously, try saying that 5 times, you just can't. But this is a super thickening hair mousse. I run this through my hair before I blow dry it and it just gives me super thick hair, and I love that because my hair can often just stick to the side of my head and it just looks awful, but this helps to give it a lot more body and it actually gets better the longer I leave my hair without washing it. So yesterday I washed my hair and then used this and my hair was still kind of having a bit of a moment. It wasn't as flat as it usually is when I first wash it because obviously I use this, but over the next few days it will just get thicker and thicker, and I think that's probably something to do with it reacting to the grease in my hair, which is disgusting, but I'm totally okay with that because it just gives me really full thick hair and it actually stops my hair getting greasy or looking greasy as quickly. So I can leave my hair for around 4 to 5 days when I use this. I love a product that does that, that extends the life of my hair. I just absolutely love things like this, and when this runs out I'm going to be repurchasing this because it is awesome. And then finally, I have a t-shirt favourite, and actually I have a t-shirt and jumper favourite. I have this in jumper form as well, but I basically picked up this t-shirt off of ASOS and it just says avocado toast, and I am just a huge lover of avocado on toast. So I spotted this when I was scrolling through ASOS and I just decided that I needed it in my life, and it's by a brand called Private Party and I got this in a size medium just so it's a little bit more slouchy, and I am so impressed with the quality of this t-shirt. It wasn't cheap, but it's just so soft, like softer than Whistle's t-shirts kind of soft, because we all know I'm obsessed with Whistle's slogan t-shirts because they are just the softest things ever, and this I feel is actually softer. It is just the most beautiful feeling t-shirt in the world. I absolutely love wearing this, and the sweater is a bit more thick and it's not so soft. It's super soft on the inside, it's all fleecy on the inside, but it's not so soft on the outside, so I haven't enjoyed wearing that as much as I've enjoyed wearing the t-shirt, and they're slightly different in their grey colour as well. I really like the grey of this and I just absolutely have loved this so much this month, so I couldn't not feature this in my favourites as my fashion favourite. I'm so obsessed with this. And that is it for my January favourites this month. I feel like I whizzed through that. I feel quite sad that January is already over, but not sad at the same time because I feel like it is a really crummy month. It basically just rained the whole of this month and it was quite depressing. Our flat also flooded and it was really cold, so actually I'm quite glad January is over. I take it back. As I mentioned earlier, I will link any blog reviews in the info box next to the product. And there's also a competition going on my blog at the moment with Clarins. I will link the blog post as well, where you can win their spring 2016 makeup collection. I did a bit of work with them last year in Barcelona, and all of the videos that we shot out in Barcelona are finally ready for you guys to see. So those are in the blog post as well if you want to go have a look and check them out. That is down there as well. And yeah, I'm super excited for February. I'm hoping to have a lot more blog content up this month. I've been working quite hard on a few new things and some nice reviews for you guys, so I am super excited, and oh my god, I wish I could tell you all of the things that I'm doing in February because I am literally, I want to girly squeal and I try to hold in the girly squeals because they're quite high pitched. But I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing my favourites for this month, and I hope you're all having a lovely day, evening or weekend whenever you watch this, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!